Welcome to this look at a converted map over to FS22 with me, MrSealyp. I'm here on Green River 22. This is by Bart-NLD Community, 142.73 megabytes to download. This has been converted over from FS19, was that 17? I'm trying to remember. By popular demand, it has been ported over. I'm always curious when I do ported maps, converted maps, especially seeing how they have been converted to include production changes and all the things that come with the latest version of the game. So with FS22, how has it changed? What I will do is start with slot count because it will change how this looks at the moment. On New Farmer, it's 947 slots. And you start with all the buildings and machinery, which we're going to see. If you come into your own farm manager and start from scratch, it's 780. You don't start with any of the buildings, but you do still start with all the machinery. If you remove all the machinery and then go completely fresh, start from scratch type thing, you can get the slot count down to 681. So if you come on here on farm manager or start from scratch, if I turn around now, none of this is here. And it will look a little bit like this. So, with that being said, we do start here with a sleep trigger at the main farm. We'll have a look at the map. It looks like this. On New Farmer, we do start with this main farm area here, field 27, this plot all the way out here, a little bit of forestry, and this farm area up the top here. If we come off of that, you'll see that we've got two sleep triggers, one here and one up there. This farm area has got cows and sheep. That one up there has got chickens. Just north of that are pigs. We'll get to those later on. Fuel prices are not horrendous. I mean, they're up there a little bit, but nothing mad. Mostly medium-sized fields. There's a few small-ish ones and a few small-ish plots. We've got a lot of plots with forestry. If you want to do a little bit of forestry here and there, the main forestry area is down here, and the sawmill is there, which again we'll get to later on. Most of the areas that have got sell points on or production change you can't buy. So all of these areas here, you can't buy those. The same as the biogas plot, you can't buy it. So you can buy the biogas plant, but not the land it's on. So you can't add any more placeables onto that. There's no periphery to the map. But what I do like is this, the wardrobe trigger being at the washing line. That just made me smile. When I turned around and saw that, I thought, that's really cool. I like that. Nice little detail. Now, none of the start equipment and machinery is here at the first farm. So there are a few changes here and there. Beacon flashing as the gate opens. So yeah, there are a few changes to buildings, to equipment and stuff like that. But obviously, these buildings, when you're on the land, can all be removed. If we go into build mode, go along to landscaping and demolish, we can get rid of them. Fences and all that kind of stuff. It all can be removed. You can put in whatever you want if you want to. While we're in this mode, we'll go across. What do we actually get from the map maker with regard to mods? We have got a small garage shed, I think, under silos. We've got a silo, which we're going to get to in a little while as well. Now that says it's a Farmer 500, the Union Farmer 500, 125 grand, but it's a 9 million litre capacity on that, so a little bit bigger than your standard option. Nothing under extensions, containers, tools or farmhouses. Productions, there was nothing under factories or sell points. Nothing under greenhouses, orchards or generators. Animals, we've got just along there, we've got a cow barn with feeding robot. Same price and the same capacity as the standard in-game one. I think it's, I'm actually not too sure. It's just over here. It looks, as far as I can tell, it looks like the standard one, but it might be the pen's been changed to fit the map. That could be why that's modded. Nothing under decoration and landscaping is pretty much standard stuff as well. There are no vehicles or machinery that have been added in by the map maker. We have two, well, either storage bins. These aren't silage clamps, but you can put crop in there or vehicles. It's entirely up to you. We do have a jet wash station just over there. Some of the stuff is in the same place, and some of the stuff has changed dramatically to add in, you know, like I said, various different things. So jet wash point is just over there. As we come up here, we've got a 25,000 litre fuel tank, which is empty at the moment, but you can get it filled. We have a manure heap just there. Our cows, as it's a standard one, we've already seen that will hold 80. With the triggers all in standard places for standard buildings. Another large shed, nothing in this one either. And as we go a bit further round, we have got the sheep pen here, 2 silage clamps, and a water point. Just there. And the sheep pen, again, is a standard, and that will hold 65 sheep. The trigger being just around the side. Dialogue box, feed, and your wall pallets will spawn there. Again, it's one of those things that if you've played on it before and you liked the map before, it's that element of either nostalgia or you just really liked it that much you want to play it again, but with all the new features that FS22 has, there are changes and you can tell there are changes, but again, there's that familiarity. Now, what I did check, because I wasn't sure, on previous versions, that's why I seem to think it was on 17 as well, or it could be, I don't know whether I'm misremembering or not. Is this point here used to be able to get water from the river. That no longer works as a trigger, but if you back a tanker down just into the water, it will do it from the river. I mean, river, canals, depends how you want to talk about it. We are in the Netherlands, so it's, you know, canals, waterways, they're not drainage ditches. But you could, if you wanted to, with various different places, you could put a little water standpipe next to this if you wanted to simulate getting the water from there. It's entirely up to you. So what we are going to do, if we go back to the map, we're going to whiz up there to the farm there, because the pickup is just there, and then we're going to go around the map that way, down to there, across. We're going to go across and take in all the sell points and various points of interest as we go around the map. So I'm going to head up. I will see you up there in just a moment. Okay, I don't know why, when I used to come with this before, and I did map tours and stuff before, I always think of the song Moon River. Green River. I don't know what to just... Hey, man. It's just stuck there now, I can't get rid of it. Anyway, the silo is here in its own little enclosure to stop it escaping, or to stop people getting in, I'm not too sure why. Very high fences, so it might bite. So that's 9 million litres. I've checked this as well. This is a standard silo. It's not a multi-fruit. So, yeah, you're going to need a lot of crops to fill that up. We'll close that on the way out. And again, if you come onto your own farm manager, start from scratch, none of these buildings are here. None of the ones up here either are here, but the vehicles are. Okay, there. So pickup is just there. Second sleep trigger with second wardrobe trigger. Always wrapped into the yard, it'd be a little quicker than walking, I guess. So, stop just there. Cavernous building here with a workshop trigger just around the corner, tucked in there. We've got the large Herman building. Herman. And this is where the rest of the equipment and machinery is. Also the rest of it, yeah, other than the pickup, pretty much all of it. We do have lights, turn on shed lights, there you go, makes life a little bit easier. So, what do we actually start with? Let's go into menu, we'll scroll down and we'll have a look. So under small tractors we've got the Steyr 8150, under medium tractors the Voucher 8750 and the Massey Ferguson 3670. We've got a top liner, Deutz-Fahr 4090H, and we've got the pickup we've already seen. We do have a Velga trailer, we've got the header for the Deutz-Fahr, we've got a Radbert cultivator, we have got a Nordstein seeder, header trailer, and a couple of weights, which is pretty much all here. So that's all the equipment you start with. If we whiz across the back here, another large building here, and behind it I think we've got another wash point, I think another jet wash, if I remember correctly. Yeah, just in there, so another jet wash point there. Nice big open areas, so the addition of, that's weird, it looks like the dirt layer, like oily grime, is sitting just like a little cloud above the ground. Yeah, it is, isn't it? That may need an adjustment. This may have an update at some point. But yeah, there's plenty of room for adding in extra silos, bins, buildings, you know, extensions, whatever you want to do. There's loads of space here. Chicken pen. This holds, I want to say 360. Yeah, 360 chickens. dialog box, feed point, egg boxes. Where do they spawn? Is there on the other side? Yeah, just there. We have a hayloft, standard in-game 250,000 litre hayloft. And that's the secondary farm. So from here we're going to head into, say, the little village area. Crossing one of the many bridges. We start off here with the farm shop. Le Jardin de Fermier farm shop. As is pretty much standard with these ones, you've got your sell point for grains and type things there, and then around the other side you've got your sell point for pallets of goods. Signs are pretty cool as well, nicely updated, which I like. Come over here, and these change because this is different to when I was on here earlier. That's pretty cool. It's got the new DLC available, the pumps and hoses. Yeah, these were different when I was on here doing my whiz round. That's cool. Maybe they rotate. Do they change? Possibly, could be. Continuing round over the raised curbs and little speed bumps. We've got on the left the cheese dairy. And what I love about this is the Dutch signs on the buildings. So the cheese corner, it's just here. On the right hand side we've got the bakery, the fresh baker, just there, both production chains. We head out of here north and across the road into the biogas plant. And like I said, you can't buy the plot of land. It's a big open expansion. It's a pity because you could add extra silage clamps and stuff, but to be fair, the silage clamps that are here are pretty big. You know, I don't think you can have a problem with regard to filling them up. I don't know, you never know, you might do. We've got a lime station just over in the far corner. We've got 2 electricity charging points and a methane charging point just there. Come up around the back. Plenty of building space for your equipment for the biogas plant. Biogas plant is not cheap though. This is 3.4 million, was it? I think I wrote it down. Yeah, 3,403,488. So not cheap, but large silage clamps, I say, I don't know, maybe you will fill them up. So on the map, we came from here, we came all up here, did this farm area here, well, sorry, this farm area here. We've come across the road, done the farm shop, gone past the cheese corner, the cheese dairy, the bakery, the fresh baker, up here to the biogas plant, lime station, charging stations just there. Now we're going to head back out of here and across that bridge, just there. Now, there are contracts available on this map. It does say there are 20 collectibles. I've probably driven past some already. You've probably already noticed some. I haven't. Normally you stumble across them. I haven't noticed one yet. That's not to say I won't, but normally if the map's got 20 collectibles, they're normally worth 50 grand a pop. If it's got 100 collectibles, they're normally worth £1 grand a pop. But like I said, I haven't actually seen one yet. But it does say in the menu they do have some. I've gone past it, haven't I? Yep. The entranceway is not hidden, but so I can focus and look at my notes. There we go, just here. So just to our left we have got the pig pen, pig farm, as they want to clear. Now the triggers and stuff are already here. You can buy this plot of land. If we go into here and we go across, that plot of land will set you back 96,432. There's a few trees around it, so if you wanted to do a bit of forestry as well and make this into more of a farm, so sort of clear the land and add some stuff on, you could. But the triggers are here to do piggery if you want to. That does 270 pigs. with the feed point being there, slurry point being around the back. And if you want your manure from the pigs, that's a good point actually. Let me just buy a pig. Yeah, straw bedding goes in. If you want your manure from the pigs, you'd have to put a manure heap in, which may be just outside the fence line if you wanted to do that. So there's your pigs. I think this is pretty much in the same location. Like I say, it's just the different versions of. Across the way there, you can just see the discs. That's carpentry. Just down there, with a little triangular forestry just to the right down that little lane. To our right, just over there, we've got the biomass heating plant cell point. Just off down that little turning there. And if we continue on around, come to the great processing unit just to our left. Now I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's supposed to be. A couple of things I noticed. The big metal gates that slide open with the flashing lights on the top, and I've just noticed it here as I'm going on. I'm not sure, no, I don't know, maybe it's right, whether the scale of these is out a little bit. I thought the gates looked really thick, really chunky, but that may well be intentional. Could just be me, my vision. Now, move that way, let me go past. We are currently here. We've got to drive from here all the way down. We're going to head past that forestry and the forest. Now, I don't know if I think I'm misremembering. I thought the road came much further south towards here before cutting across, but I think that I could be misremembering. So we're going to come all the way down there, taking the sawmill and the vehicle shop. So I've got a bit of a drive. I will see you down there in a moment. Forests to the right of me. The larger forest right down there to the south. So if you like doing a bit of forestry, it's there if you want to. If you don't like doing forestry, you don't have to go near it. But if you do, you're going to want a spinnery. I thought I'd gone past it and noticed here. Spinnery is just here. Again, this is a standard spinnery, not spinnery, sawmill, sorry. Standard sawmill. Lumber in. If you want to just use it as a sell point, sell your lumber. If you want to buy it as a production chain, then you get your pallets of planks and you get your wood chip as a byproduct. We are coming up on John Deere Castile. I only say that because it's like a castle. The John Deere dealership here has got a moat all the way around it. Just needs a drawbridge and they're set. You can repel invaders. If you look at the map, I'll show you what I mean. So we come all the way down there, we come across the bottom. Look, it's got its own little moat all the way around it. So this is the vehicle shop. This is also the reset point. Vehicle shop trigger or menu is inside, and your workshop trigger is just around the side there. Coming back out of here, we go back across the bridge right by the start farm and the little water pump by the river, which is just there. So let's head out west. Like I say, some of the features are very reassuring. In fact, they're still here. They've been left in. But then looking out across there, I think the sell points down there have changed a couple of times, and that's got a new building in it as well. But we have got fuel station, Brennstoff, which literally means fuel. Then just up here, we've got the Spinnery. I do like the fact that all the signs have been changed and put into Dutch. It's really cool. Now, is that Spinnery? Spinnery, I think. That means spinning mill. So this is your Spinnery. The only thing I was surprised, I'm going to say that, because on, what did I show it on? What I was doing the other day on, was it a mod review or a map tour? That you can, when you own certain buildings, you can change the names of them. And in doing so, I was on my Griffin Indiana Let's Play, I changed the names of a couple of the sell points because I wanted to be more relevant. I'm surprised that they've taken the time to, it's not a criticism, it's just that kind of, to actually convert the buildings so the writing on there is Dutch, but the sell point names themselves, if we go back onto here, so we're now here, still says the French version of it from Obeleron. Oh, well, yeah, it's just it's a small thing. I just thought, like I say, I'm not knocking the modder. Just, I think it's more important that the actual the buildings are modded and fit the map more than the names necessarily. But so. Back out from here, and we're going to head down to that the large crane building. Road markings and layouts are very clear. I haven't mentioned the lighting or colour palette. Fits, works, no problem at all. Shadows aren't too dark. It's all very nice indeed. So, the large grain elevator, sell point just down here. Behind it there's another lime station. No shortage of points for lime. There are plenty of trees round, not so many that it would make mixing fields or blending fields together if you buy two plots, as long as you haven't got a water source running between them. There's the sell point around the back, got a lime station. But again, with all the various different mods available for tree removal, stump grinding, wood chipping, the devourer and those kind of things, if you do want to remove trees between but you don't like doing logging, it's actually fairly straightforward now. Lime station just there, and now we're going to head north up this western side of the map. Oh, I didn't reopen the map then. So it should not be a problem for large machinery. There's a couple of areas which have got fences, as we saw with those large fence posts earlier in the barbed wire fence, but for the most part, it's all open. So next we've got production chain. This is the grain mill, but again, has been adjusted. That is the Dutch windmill. So that's your grain mill. So where's the... Oh, so say trigger point's gone. It's just there. There, just opposite. The sign there. That is the cattle market, and underneath it says quality first. So off to the side here we've got the livestock market sell point, and we've got the livestock market itself, the buying and selling of your animals and livestock. Then around to the side here we've got another lime station, and behind the building we've got a debris crusher just tucked away up there. And that, for all intents and purposes, is the map. Now we haven't been right up into the northwest, because from here we did all those sell points and we did all the way out here. There's nothing else up there. There is, however, this. So we've got a placeables area. Now, if I recall correctly, that was the garden centre. Was there a garden centre up there? Again, I might be misremembering. I'm sure there was. But that is bought as the whole plot with that bit of forestry, the field around it, and there's a placeables point there. So if you wanted to put more production chains on it, or you wanted to put a farm on it, or again, it's entirely up to you what you do. But other than that, there are no other sell points up there. And that is GREENRIVER 22. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this map to come out. I think a lot of people really did like it on the previous incarnation on FS19, but now it comes with all the bells and whistles of FS22. So that's by Bart-NLD Community. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free, and if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.